Oh, you can now put people in timeout on here. I like that for the trolls. For the trolls in the place. Hopefully there aren't any trolls on this beautiful live. It has been a while, y'all. It's your girl out of mine, the one that lets her light shine no matter who it blinds. And I hope that each and every one of you all have been well. I'm missing a couple nails, so don't pay any attention to that. Just gotta pop them back on. But yeah, I hope that you all have been well. I have been spectacular. I am 5 months pregnant with my baby boy, and I'm really excited. Um, I'm really, really, really excited. I'm looking forward to just experiencing who he is as a spirit, as a person. I am looking forward to navigating this beautiful transition. Um, I feel so thankful to be his mom, and I've been so supported throughout this entire process, and it's just been, ooh, words cannot express just how thankful and appreciative I am of where I am in life right now. You know, the circumstances surrounding my pregnancy, we're about to go into that. But the main topic and point of this live is initiation. Initiation. Um, Starting like astrologically, we are in a nodal transition of not even a transition. The nodes have transited into Aries and Libra. For about they've been in there for about 2 months now, maybe about a month and a half. The North Node is in Aries, the South Node is in Libra. And so it's all about yourself, okay? It's all about doing what works for you, okay? Putting yourself in the position to be taken care of, supported, by what makes you feel the most supported, loved, protected, you know. With the South Node being in Libra, Libra is the sign of partnership. And so we are being called to be very intentional about our partnerships, who we are associating with, um, what we are pouring into others right now. Okay. Aries is all about the self. So baby, if it don't work for me, I can't get with it. I can't put my, check mark on it. Um I can't stay involved with something that is not truly beneficial for me, right? Yes, I would love for it to be beneficial for the community, my tribe, and those that I am involved with as well, but I'm the priority. Her right here, and now him right here. So, um, yeah, we are definitely in that time of life in the skies and down below, as above, so below. And so, if you have had to cut off a few people, that's cool, that's fine. That's exactly what you were supposed to be doing in order to cultivate a better life for yourself. It has to make sense for you. Okay. Um, this pregnancy, it has been like one of the best moments of my life. Like, I really enjoy being pregnant. I really do. But it's also been one of the most eye opening initiations that I will ever go through. And my shaman, rest infinitely, Chief Nighthawk told me that in my combo ceremony back in March. He told me, aside from motherhood, this is going to be the most difficult thing that you ever have to do. And literally 3 months later, not only did he pass away, but I conceived. And so, yeah, in a mental, emotional, by way of the physical way, this pregnancy has been one of the most eye opening initiations that I've ever experienced in my life. And I've been through so many, and I'm finna talk about it. I'm finna talk about the initiations that I've been through because I want those that are watching to understand and know that you can go through a lot. I've been through a lot in my life, and not everything I talk about. But it's important for me to share my life's experiences for those that have been through a lot as well, or that are going through something right now that they feel like they'll never get to. And let me tell you, I've made it through 100% of my worst days. And so, not to be cliche, but if I can do it, baby, my light bulb, you can do it. I promise. So let's start with the initiation of my pregnancy, right? So it started with my combo ceremony that I took March 22nd, 2023. That was on the spring solstice. Combo is a very purging medicine. It is a poisonous secretion from the skin of a frog, an Amazonian frog. And what happens when this frog is frightened, when it's scared, it secretes this poisonous um, solution, right? That is collected as medicine, that has been collected as medicine for so long, for generations and generations and generations, probably, from whenever that tribe in the Amazon forest said, hey, let's scrape off this secretion from this frog and put it on our skin and try it the fuck out, for as long as whenever that was, which we have no clue. But it purges the mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional bodies. So by way of the physical, it purges the lymphatic system and all other systems in the body. And you can, before um, sitting with this medicine, you can tell the different systems of your body in which you want to be purged. There's so many mosquitoes out here. So I apologize if I'm slapping around, right? But I was very intentional in asking for my reproductive system to be purged of past partners, of past traumas to my womb. Just, I wanted my womb to be purged of anything that did not belong there. Okay. Um, Spiritual. So, as far as the spiritual purges that I encountered, fogginess and lack of clarity, um, feeling nature, not just observing it from my own two eyes, like really feeling myself be, one with grass, with bees, with birds, with trees. I can hear trees talk now, y'all. Like, this shit is real. That's why I had to take a minute off of YouTube, because when you incur really um intense spiritual awakenings, I've incurred spiritual awakenings before, but none was as intense as this, and pregnancy has also added to that. At times when you are not sure of how to handle all of the information that's coming to you, a little bit of psychosis can kick in, and I really felt myself kind of going crazy a little bit. Um, so I took a break so that I could realign. I was sharing messages with you all still here and there, those that I felt really resonated with the collective and what we all needed to hear at that time. But I still, you know, felt like I had to um, take a breather, take a breather. Hey, cuz yes, time well deserved. And it definitely was. It's been so beautiful. It's been such a beautiful last couple of months. So I send that love and support right back to you. And I know and trust that all is so well with you. Um, the correction of my breath, that was another thing, assistance when it came to the purging that combo assisted me with, getting back into my body for real, and not just on a surface level. Emotionally, I did have built up emotions that had to come up for me to deal with. Situations, past situations with my mom and um, friends and family, and self. Things that I have been through in my previous initiations that have gotten me here, relationships healing or failing, falling to the wayside because of it, and dealing with those emotions. Um, so, with that being said, after I came down from the medicine, Chief Nighthawk told me that, just be mindful. This was a very intense purge for you, and you're going to be purging things for a while to come. I had to also integrate with this medicine moving forward. And so, purges, I mean, people were leaving my life left and right, and still are, which I'm thankful for. And, we'll get there. So I was catapulted into this random relationship, right? Um, and it was anything but good for me. I'll tell the short story. I went down to Florida for my birthday, and I wasn't even gonna do that. I was going to go to an ayahuasca ceremony. I was going to go to a Cobb House building class as well. But something just told me, you need to get down to the beach. You need to get down to the water, the sea. Mommy Wata wants to see you. So I said, okay. So I go down to the beach by myself. I'm having a good time out at the beach, and a king of the underworld came and approached me. Say, hey, how you doing? Da da da. We exchanged numbers. Da 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 da. So that happened. Um, and I say that he was everything but good for me, but he was everything good for me at the same time because I was able to recognize and elevate out of it almost immediately. Not only that, but so much was corrected within myself due to getting to know this individual and being having certain things reflected, that I needed to come to terms with. um I saw who I was, and how I self-sabotage myself at times, having compassion for people and being there for people that I know deep down are not good for me, seeing red flags and saying, trying to be compassionate, overly compassionate, and all of the people pleasing things that some of us tend to go through when we have incurred a lot of trauma in life. Um, Staying around for too long, staying in situations when I know this shit ain't gonna work. I know this shit ain't gonna work. Being in my Eve Am I will say, I will submit, all of that and submitting to powers that aren't even on my level for real. I'm Lilith for real. And I was always just trying to be this Eve ass girl. And I wasn't even always trying to be that, but at certain times, especially when it came to men, I would be trying to be this Eve ass girl. When I'm really Lilith for real, I would really like tell you about your fucking self for real. I deserve to be worshipped for real. You feel me? Um, all that. Um, I'm still not in the business of emasculating anyone, but I definitely will tell you about yourself. Knowledge and wisdom is to be sought after. And so it's important that when we go through these initiatory moments, that it can be so difficult in the moment to say, okay, what is this teaching me? What is this moment teaching me? But when you notice that you are in a situation that may have come out of nowhere, or that doesn't really seem like it is, it's when an Aries tries to make his or herself small for anyone. That's T. That is T. Cause that's T, because the Aries is the first sign, and we aren't supposed to shy ourselves away or dim our lights, or, you know, be meek and mild. That isn't a part of our archetype. 5:55 on the clock. Um, that's so true. But when we are going through these moments of trial, especially if it feels like you have never been here before, it's important to say, okay, what is this moment teaching me? Or let me just sit back. Let me sit back for a second so that I can really take in and surrender to what lessons are being taught to me. Another thing, when we subject ourselves to the opinions and mindsets of others, we're losing because we're seeking our truth in other people instead of seeking our truth within ourselves. Even when we are trying to, like, follow all of these YouTubers and listen to all these podcasts on, how they did X, Y, and Z. Well, a lot of the time, what worked for them because they had the blueprint within here. You know, Source sent them the idea within here, and they were able to execute that because they were following what was in here and surrendering to what was in here. And so when we are submitting ourselves to the opinions and, again, mindsets and what others have to say, it can get lost because it's like, that's not you for real. So um, I feel like with the different initiations that I have been through, like being birthed into this world, right? You're birthed into this world alone. And so you are already equipped with most of everything that you need when you are birthed into this world. And so, other than being fed by your mother's breast, um, being fed positive examples and images and symbols to help continue to cultivate who you are. Um, what's in here is what's really the most important. Um, we can be taught a plethora of things that just don't work for us. Okay. So it's very important to pay attention to what is in here when you are going through a high level of challenging times. It's important to feel into your heart. What are you feeling within your heart? What is resonating with you in here, and not you going to someone else and asking for their opinion so that they can regurgitate something that they may have heard, or what the rest of the world tends to think is the way to go. We're taught, and I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. If it's for you, then it's for you. But we're taught, in school, go to college, get a 9 to 5, work 40 hours a week, work 40 years of your life, and retire. A lot of us are taught that, but that's not for everybody. So that's just one example that's widespread. But um, I'm bringing that up because, when we are going through certain phases in our lives, it's for us to be able to get in touch with our hearts. It's in order for us to be able to get in touch with our star player, which is us. It's important, for us to no longer disassociate and be brought out into the world, or not the world, but be brought out into our true essence, which is some Lilith shit. It's not being told to submit and get down on your knees. You feel me? High school was an initiation for me. Everyone around me was doing one thing and I was doing the complete opposite. Everybody was having sex. Okay. I'm not talking down on anybody that was having sex as a teenager. We are human beings. Not only are we human beings, but we are sexual creatures by nature. I just wasn't doing that yet. Okay, niggas was trying. Okay, they was definitely trying, but I was telling they ass, no, no, you can get a hug. We might kiss, but I don't know where you been. I don't like you like that. You're too fat for me. I was telling niggas back then. I was in my Lilith energy back then because I wasn't going to do what everybody else was doing just because, they was doing it. Um, I was forging my own path, right? I manifested a full ride in a completely different state, a full ride, scholarship in a completely different state, where I went and began to find myself as an adult. I chose my friends, I chose my school, you know. Um, Different people were telling me, don't go out of state, it's gonna cost too much money. I said, no, it's not. I know it's not. Ended up getting a full ride scholarship to play golf. Wasn't no, I was the only black girl on the golf team in high school. So got that, got also a full ride scholarship for academics because I was really smart. So from very young, I just always marched to the beat of my own drum. I've always been an Aries for real. And so it makes sense as to being put into so many like initiatory phases in my life because I've had to forge different paths that in order to help guide others on their own personal paths that have nothing to do with me. I pledged, which was a very rough initiation and process, got my ass beat. Although I'm supposed to say that we are a non hazing organization, okay? But I learned sisterhood, true sisterhood. I learned resilience to get through that shit. I learned of how much of an unconquerable soul that I am. I learned how to not flinch when things get rough. Okay. I left the church around that time and began to seek out my highest self. And yes, you have people that, a lot of people that say that, sororities and fraternities are a means to get everyone on the same page as well as like um those that are like the Heathcliff syndrome, black people, certain black people feeling and thinking that they are better than other black people. I didn't join that for that. Okay. My reason of pledging was sisterhood, as well as giving back to my community, as well as going through something that I knew was going to help make me a lot stronger, and a better leader as well. So, our choices and why we are intentionally choosing to make these decisions have a lot to do with, um, our experiences in these processes as well, right? So, intention is very important when we are doing anything. And your intention in here, again, it does not matter what everybody else is saying and why they are saying what you should do, what you are thinking about doing. It's about what's in here and what you think and how you want to move forward with this life. This is your life to live. Um, I graduated and had to go through the initiation of becoming an adult and responsible for myself. And I really feel like, my initiations into Lilith energy started very young, but I done got bit up already. It's okay. Um, but I didn't know how deep into that shit I was until I started stripping, y'all. I started stripping. I danced in a place I had no business being as a college graduate, as a child and grandchild of phenomenal people. I'm a stripper, stripper, and this is my life, and now, like, I feel like I was a little ashamed of it at some point back then. That's why I stopped. But I have so much respect for those women. And I have so much respect for sex workers. I have so much respect for women that tap into themselves, right? That truly tap into themselves and their sensuality and their ability to say, fuck what y'all think is right. I'm finna do what I want to do, what I need to do, and I am being worshipped, even if it's in an underworld environment, even if it's in a dark, dusty, dirty ass environment. You know, I have so much respect for um, a plethora of different women that just choose to live life on their own accord and not according to what a woman has been taught that they should be by men. Um, at any rate, I became a flight attendant for the most prestigious airline in the United States, which was super difficult training. Fit check, Texas Southern University. That's the fit check, baby. Um, and it was super difficult training. I think it's harder to get into Harvard than it is to get hired by. No, it's harder to get hired by this airline than it is to get into Harvard, which was wild. I wasn't even supposed to get the job. I was supposed to get the job. Spirit allowed me to get the job, but I failed both my drug tests. Um, I had some shit on my background history, you know. Um, so it is what it is. I got hired and was there. I always wanted to live in New York. I was based in New York for 2 years, in Detroit in my last year. And I really learned how to take care of my community. I really learned what community even is working with all of those people. I was meeting upwards to 1,000 people a day, not a week, a day. Because say you have 3 flights a day and each plane holds up to 300 people, that's 900 people a day. Uh, I learned how to take care of myself because when you are having to work with that many people, you are having to really um, be mindful of your energy and your ability to protect yourself and your health, eating right, drinking enough water, working out, getting sleep. So I really learned how to take care of myself, how to be organized, how to move the fuck around, right? And not be afraid of change. I quit right before the pandemic, and that was another initiation. So, starting my spiritual business, my YouTube, and going even deeper into occult studies, I learned even greater community and also how to really enjoy life and focus on what is important. Um, Christian, baby, you can't sleep on me. You know you can't sleep on me. That's why you here. Thank you so much, Law. I appreciate you. Um, so more initiations followed after that. Okay, my first ayahuasca ceremony in 2022, then my Temascal ceremony later on that year, which was I thought was the hardest shit that I had ever been through. I thought that that was the embodiment of birth, of um, because you're in triple darkness. Chief Nighthawk had us in triple darkness. It's mad hot. You know, all that you have is water to sustain yourself, like the womb. So when you crawl out of that little opening, when all 3 rounds are done, it's like, oh my God, I feel like I've been rebirthed for real. I felt like that was the most difficult and challenging initiation that I've been through. Even my ayahuasca ceremony, it was challenging for sure. For sure. But the Temascal, the sweat lodge ceremony, that was challenging. And then combo, that proved to be even more challenging. And now I know that giving birth is going to be like the epitome of what challenging is. And so all of these initiations I've gone through in my life, and I know that they have all prepared me for more, to remain resilient with anything that I am going through. Like, I won't go into detail of how I left my child's father, but let's just say I had to keep breathing. And that's what I learned in my sweat lodge ceremony. And when I tell people the story now, they're like, wow, I'm surprised you stayed so calm. And it wasn't disassociation, it was breathing. It was one breath behind the other. If you can continue to breathe, you can get through anything, baby. I swear to God. So that was a lesson that I had learned a year before that really helps me and that has helped me in really challenging situations since then. And I know that birth will be another beautiful ceremony that I am going to have to just continue to breathe, and in which I'm going to learn and grow so much. And I also, I'm telling these stories to also remind you all that you're always going to be going through initiation. You're always going to be going through initiation, especially if you are. I don't really like when people say like chosen ones now, but especially if you have, been sent to this realm, to this lifetime to accomplish greater things and learn greater things, you're going to be going through initiation for the rest of your life. And, whether you notice it in real time or not, that this is an actual initiation, those moments of challenge are building you. They're transforming you into who you came here to be. And by what you came here to experience. And it gets hard, and sometimes we want to give it all up. We want to give up the whole shit, That's why people end up offing themselves. You feel me? But relationships, trying at life, putting one foot in forward, in front of the other, actually, like doing this life thing, trying to be at peace, just trying to breathe. But we asked for this when we signed up for the shit. We said, I want to come here at this moment and do these things. It can be hard, it can be challenging as hell. But embracing your initiations is surrendering to them. At a certain point, you can no longer fight. At a certain point, you just have to, again, going back to the beginning, what is this? What is this? Let me just observe for a minute. Let me be the observer. Because logically, it's not going to ever make any sense. But on some spiritual shit, on some higher level shit, it's going to make all of the sense in the world. Especially if you desire something. And if you desire something, just know that you will be tested to see if that's what you really want, or if that's who you really are, if you're willing to give up what isn't that to get there, and if you're willing to pivot and change direction to get you to that point. I've always told myself that I was a patient person. Everybody knows I'm always like, I'm one of the most patient people that you'll ever met. And guess what? My patience has been tested. I've always known that I was this beautiful, goddess like girl from young. And guess what? My self confidence has been tested. I've always said that I'm such a compassionate and giving person, and my ability to be compassionate and giving to others has been tested. So you're always going to be tested, and these initiations, again, are a means for you to be tested on these things that you say that you are, that you say that you want to be, that you say where you want to go. Do you really want that? Are you really that? Can you actually give up that which is not that and change directions, pivot, move towards what is? Desire is surrender, and surrender is power. I was watching the Suicide Squad a couple of weeks ago, and the Joker said that. Ooh, desire is surrender, and surrender is power. Damn, ain't that some shit? Surrendering is power. Surrendering is allowing yourself to be in flow and knowing for a fact that everything is working out in your favor, even when it doesn't look like it, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when people got you fucked up around this motherfucker. Initiation is your catalyst, okay? It's your introduction to yourself and to wisdom and to spirit, and we must take it seriously. Hey, Alina. Um, and think about it, because if you go into everything half-assed, what results do you think that you're going to get coming out of it? Oh, that's unfortunate, Guanam. Um, if you get distracted along the way, like that's okay. You're having a human experience, but you prolong, the initiation when you say, "Oh no, not yet," or when you say, "Oh no, I'm too scared to surrender. I'm too scared to," you know, you prolong the thing. So if you go like full throttle in this, Texas Southern. I am a Texas Southern alum. I went to Texas Southern University. This is actually, yeah. So this is from my university. I'm sure you can get it online though. Go to Texas Southern, and I'm sure that they have clothes online. Um, Uh, but yeah, when you prolong the initiation, that's why some of us experience long periods of stagnation and long periods of darkness for so long, because we got distracted, or we gave up, or we said not today, or we said maybe later, or we said I'm too scared of that. You feel me? Thank y'all. Y'all really like this hoodie. Period. TSU, we love you. Shout out to Houston, Texas, home of the Texans, but really home of the Tigers. Um, so yeah, it's important that we stay the course. Remember, if you can keep breathing, you can get through anything. And our higher selves have to come and wake us up out of our slumber sometimes when we are in those moments of stagnation and darkness. So I'll say this. Again, like I was gonna go to my ayahuasca ceremony. I was gonna go to the Cobb House building course. I'm not gonna say that like this was a mistake. I'm not gonna say that. Um, I'm just gonna say that we make choices. And if I was really focused on that path at that time, well, I was and I am really focused on that path, but spirit had to come and wake me up. And my baby said, okay, you playing games and I want to be here. Okay. So I'm finna go find someone that could be my daddy. Okay. And someone that will shake you up for real and get you out of your disassociated body, right? And put you on path, put you on task. It's about initiation, Yelena. Initiation and navigating some of the toughest moments of your life. I think that's going to be the title of the video, navigating life's toughest tests. Message. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Enjoy the ride as much as you can, y'all. Enjoy your initiation phases as much as you can. Again, even when it gets dark, rough, tough, and musty. Even when it's like, oh, this shit is ghetto. I'm ready to get out of here. Okay. You are in this space for a reason. You're in this space to help build you up, to help navigate you to your next moment, to your next high, right? Surround yourselves with love and fill yourselves up with that, especially when you are in these moments of trial. Ask yourself questions, learn how to trust yourself, listen to your heart, lean into your initiation seasons until you do reach that high priest, that high priestess status to where you can be like, oh, that's what's going on. Because that's where I am now. And I know that it's going to only go deeper and deeper and deeper, right? It's okay. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it, Yelena. So you can definitely go back and rewatch whenever you get time. Everything in divine timing. So if it wasn't for you now, it will be for you at a certain point in time. Yeah, lean into your initiation seasons until you reach that status, until you're able to say and recognize things for what they really are and not be a punk bitch, not go back on yourself, not self sabotage, not, you know, fuck around and, feel and hear that, nah, this ain't for me, but you really go with it. You know, when each initiation that you go through, you should be elevating and growing more and more and more. Thank you so much, Sloth. I really appreciate you. I'm going to have so many more messages coming um, soon. And after this, I'm going in a new direction. I may, still do readings for sure. It just won't be in the same way that they were, you know. So I'm still trying to figure that out because anything that I do, I just want it to be genuine and honest and actually help people. And yes, my readings were helping a lot of people. They do help a lot of people. I just have to find a more, I don't have to find it. It's just going to come to me in its time. But a way that, still helps a lot of people and that is uh, sustainable. Um, and I want to say this one last thing. It's like people walk around with these titles and hats that they don't even deserve to have because they can't even get through their initiation phases. They fold every fucking time when they're going through some rough shit or when they have to communicate something, even when it's as small as they have to communicate something that makes them have butterflies in the pits of their stomach. You feel me? It's like, thank you so much, Yelena. Thank you, Slop. But even, when knees are sweaty, all spaghetti, like Eminem said in the 8 Mile, like, and my mom says and has been saying since I was young, you have to feel the fear and do it anyway. So when you are, scared to like really tap into your dark side, when you're really scared to go into that underworld shit, when you're really scared to lean into anxiety and lean into fear and lean into that which is not all sunshine and rainbows, baby, you don't deserve to call yourself a high priestess. You don't deserve to call yourself a high anything. You don't deserve to, place yourself above those that have really dealt with their own shit. You have so many hoteps around here that walk around that haven't even dealt with their own shit. I was listening to one the other day and I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And this is someone that I have really looked up to for years. But I'm like, now that I can hear it with different ears, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You supposed to be an OG in the game, but you can tell you have not dealt with your own shit. You could tell that you run at the sight of danger. It's crazy. Anyway, that was my Lilith talking. Embrace your initiations, okay? Embrace your initiations. We will flow through it together. If you are going through an initiatory phase, comment down below. You don't have to leave details if you don't want to, but share what you are going through, okay? For the next person that is going through something similar for you. That's what this is for. Thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable and open about my shit. Thank you for all of the support and the love. Um, and for the patience as well, because again, I know that it has been a while since we connected face to face. And yes, I love and honor each and every one of you that loves and honors me in return. So don't forget to let your light shine no matter who it fucking blinds. And I'll see y'all later.